You're listening to Behind the Deal, a Central Commercial Group podcast, helping California businesses through the whole process of commercial real estate.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Deal. My name is Ethan Bronson, your host, and I would typically introduce our guests in a much more grand manner, but I figured we'd try to keep my talking down today and hear it directly from her. Our newly licensed commercial real estate agent of Central Commercial Group, Sher Van Duyn. Sher, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you for having me. I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to handle the Mondays, but we're doing good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. So before we get into a deep dive of how you got here today, just want to hit some housekeeping stuff. Make sure to subscribe and give a 5-star review for whatever podcast platform you're listening to. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. The subs and the reviews go a very long way. So whenever you can do that, that'd be much appreciated. We are very close to 1,000 subs. I think right before I got on, we're at 985 subscribers. So keep hitting that subscribe button. Like I said, much appreciated. And also to make sure to check out our listings that we have. We've got almost any type of property you can imagine. And if you don't and you need help looking, we have a plethora of experts ready to walk you through every step of the way. So go check us out on our website, Crexy, CoStar, anywhere that you need to find listings, you can go check us out. So you can call, text, email, or if you're not even sure where to start, we also have a contact form on our website. So with all that out of the way, Sher, let's go ahead and get started. So I kind of gave you a little premise of what the question was going to be. So let's start with how you got here today. What got you to CCG?
I have to give credit to Phil May. It was Phil May. He, as you know, is one of our wonderful CCG agents. And I actually have more of a personal relationship with Phil because we've known him and his family for years. We've worked with him. He was actually our financial investment manager when he lived here in the Central Valley. So he's a great guy. And out of the blue, he called one day and said, hey, I'm starting a new career with a commercial real estate group and this incredible broker, Hank Neisen, out of San Luis Obispo. We're looking to expand into the Central Valley. Is that something that you would be interested in? And kind of going back to my background, I married into a third-generation farming family, and my husband, actually both sides of my husband's family are heavily into agriculture. So it just felt like a really good fit. And I really have been immersed in the agricultural world for so long. And I have 2 boys, and we may be looking at, a 4th generation of farming. So, I guess you can say that the rest is history.
Awesome. Well, I know you're super excited. You just got your license. We're all very excited for you and see what you're able to bring to the table. Talking about bringing to the table, you were saying, both sides of the family very enriched in agriculture. What kind of agriculture do both sides, focus in? A little bit of everything. Any information or context you could provide?
Absolutely. So my husband and his family, the Van Duyn side, are really into almonds, or as some would say, almonds. Drop the L there. Yeah. We also have walnuts. And back in the day, my father-in-law, John, grew grapes, which I thought was really neat. And my husband's mom's side, we have the McManus family, and they're wonderful people, and they're here in Ripon, and as everyone knows, they're big grape growers. So it's really cool to see, different aspects of the family, and also, I forgot about this. My husband's mom's side, the Travell side, Travell and Sippin, they also have a processing plant. And that has just been so neat to see how everything works, and, just the timing of everything, and watching the processing plant work, and how those nuts go all over the world. and how it's such a delicacy in, places like Dubai. And so that's really been an amazing learning experience as well.
Oh, I bet. The
Yeah.
nut industry to me, I'm starting to learn a lot as well. My family, they've also been super into vineyard management my whole life. They're starting to get into pistachios a little bit. So I've been learning a
Oh,
lot about, how quickly the first, or long it takes, I should say, for the first crop to come for pistachios. Where the vineyard wine grapes, that takes about 3 years to get to your first crop. But pistachios take as long as like 9 or 10 years. So that was kind of jaw dropping in me. But there is great things about nuts. Sometimes a lot of them are not as water intensive as grapes. So there's a
mhm.
plus side of that, especially in California. We all know how tough that can be.
Oh, absolutely. That's always the ongoing issue, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The water. Yes.
So let's go all the way back. Let's talk about your education. Did you go to college? Where did you go? What did you
Mhm.
study?
Mhm. Yes. So I went to college right out of high school. I went to the American Intercontinental University. It's a small private college here in California. And I graduated with my bachelor's in business and also with an emphasis in marketing. So I wasn't sure where I wanted to go, but I knew that I felt comfortable in that area. And I just really like being around people. So it felt, like a really good fit. And also with, all of the family ties, I also have family ties to commercial real estate in California. I have family that have, done that for years. And with, the agricultural side, it just felt like a really good fit. And, just the hands-on experience of getting to learn from my commercial side of the family, the agricultural side. I've got a lot of really hands-on on top of the education, which I really feel is really valuable. It's really helped me.
Absolutely. Did you always kind of had a feeling that you were going to go back to real estate as a whole? We'll talk about your career right before you got to Central Commercial Group, but did you always have a feeling that you were going to go to real estate, or you weren't really sure when you're in college, perhaps?
Yes, I've just always had an interest in it. I just think that it's always been so interesting to me. And I've always had a fascination. I've always wanted to learn more. And so was always there to graduate with my degree, business, because that'll just, kind of give you the foundation, right? And, going to school to get my real estate license, that was always there. And it's just so interesting how when I went back to school to get my license and I sat on it for a little while because I hadn't found a broker that I, was interested in working with. I feel like, I'm at a place in my life where I want to pick and choose what I want to do. And when I got that phone call from Phil, it was just, I felt like it was really meant to be. And when, I met you and Hank and the whole group of guys flew out to see me. I mean, I was just blown away. Everybody was just so wonderful. It was just such a great fit. So I'm thankful that I got this done and that it was just, yeah, it was a great fit right into CCG.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, I don't think you can be a part of more of a family atmosphere than Central Commercial Group. So I'm forever thankful for meeting Hank and everybody. But yeah, I think this is a great atmosphere that we're building here. So let's talk a little bit about your previous career, what you were doing before this, and a
Hmm.
little bit of the job that you still kind of have going on,
Hmm.
staging. Just go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Um, well, again, just because I love real estate so much, I've always been involved in some aspect of it. And so, just kind of a little backstory. My husband and I actually got into flipping a few properties, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. But instead of selling the properties, we held on to them as income producers because the ROI was in such a profitable margin, and that's really when I started doing property management. I started kind of branching out and started managing for other clients. And that is really kind of the natural progression, I guess, in becoming a full-time real estate agent. And then I do like the fun and creativity in interior design. And I have a lot of friends that are real estate agents. And so we got into kind of helping them stage. And that's been a lot of fun as well. So yeah, it's been busy, but it's been good.
Yeah. I think this may be a little bit more of a trickier question to answer, but what kind of parallels have you seen thus far in commercial versus when you were staging and doing interior design stuff?
Oh, for sure. One of the, I would say one of the biggest has been, working with, not only the agents. I've learned so much from the agents, but also the clients. A lot of times in staging, you walk into a vacant house and you never see anybody. You do your thing and you leave. But I have been lucky enough to build relationships with the agents and with the clients, and everybody, it's networking, right? Everybody knows somebody who is looking for something.
Absolutely.
And, and it's once I think they get to know your personality and that they can, trust you and that you're honest and, you have your values. And when they see that you do what you say you're going to do, just how important it is to build that rapport with the clients because word of mouth in this industry is everything.
Yeah. No, that was a phenomenal answer. You answered it much better than I would have. So yeah, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, and we are back. All right, Sher, let's talk a little bit more about agricultural-based real estate. What do you think sets an ag-focused real estate agent apart from the average commercial agent?
I really feel like, again, it goes back to having the hands on experience. I mean, I have been in the trenches, and I'm proud to say that, whenever my husband needs help with something, I'm out there. I've irrigated, I've checked hoses, I've, tied trees, I have cut rope, I've done little things, but in doing that, I have really learned a lot, about the trees, about, the cycles, about the water, the irrigating, the importance of everything. I mean, just the littlest things, how important they are in making sure that, the trees grow and that they produce a crop, because those don't just pay our bills, those pay our employees' bills, So there's, it lives these down, but I really do feel like um, being married to someone that, just loves agriculture so much, it really is contagious. And I've learned so much, and I love agriculture. We love being outside, just taking walks in the trees. It's beautiful, and we are so lucky to just be surrounded by that here in the Central Valley.
Yeah, and something I've noticed too about being a part of an agricultural-based family, like to me, I always thought, I don't know anything about agriculture, even though I've been around it my whole life. Just hearing little terms here and there and being around it your entire life, like there's something really to that you can provide that a regular commercial agent may not be able to provide typically. So there is incredible knowledge that we both have in our respective areas. I don't know anything about the nut industry, so I'm not going to tap into it. But I have a certain knowledge about vineyard management and the wine grape industry. So that's what I try to bring, and it's all about confidence. That can go a
Oh,
very, very long way.
absolutely. I agree.
Um, the kind of the next question, how long has it been now that you've had your license? A couple weeks, month?
Yeah, I feel like maybe it has been about a month.
Maybe
I don't know,
I
it's
don't
gone
know.
by fast.
Time has been flying by lately.
It has.
But what has been like the biggest learning curve you found so far? The biggest eye-opening experience since you've had your license? I know. The first thing I'll say is like there's not that much of a difference once you get your license. Like when you're just doing research, really now you have the capability to go actually reach out to people and to advocate for yourself. That's the biggest thing. But what has been like the biggest eye-opening experience so far?
The biggest eye-opening experience, I will say that as I've been going out and marketing, it's not always easy to market yourself. It can be a little awkward at times, hire me because I'm the best, but the proof is really, I feel like, in the pudding. And as I've been going out and telling people that, I'm now taking this career path, people are excited. And, again, networking, everybody knows somebody who's interested, or, they're looking to buy a home and they want, an income property around it, 20 acres. That seems to be very common. A lot of people want the little ranchettes, and that's great. And now I can help them find that. So I'm excited about that. And just, getting my name out there and being able to help our clients is really what I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm. Has there been any specific outlet you've been going to digest certain commercial real estate news? Any mentors? Anything specific that you've really been diving in a lot to?
I'm always, of course, listening to you guys, and Hank and Phil. I just feel like, they're just, especially Hank, the wealth of knowledge, and I always appreciate that. But I read a lot of articles on, what's trending, what's happening. This was going to be the year that supposedly, the farmers were able to recoup a little bit. I know that the crop is really good this year, but then, the fluctuations, 1 week the price is up, and then, 1 week it's down. And so that's, you really have to stay on top of that and pay attention to what's going on in the market. I farm and land, Crexy, all of those are just really informative. And so I try to stay on top of reading and seeing what's out there, seeing what's available. And of course, LinkedIn is really good with networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got basically one more question for you.
Okay.
It is, where do you hope to be in your real estate career 5 years from now?
5
I know
years.
it's a loaded question, and you can go any way you want with it, but where do you see yourself in 5 years in your real estate career?
In 5 years, I hope to still be sitting here talking with you and, having all of this experience under my belt, and getting to, hopefully mentor other people, on other agents within our company and what works, what doesn't work. But I really want to have a good group. And I do have so many ties, to the community, but I want it to grow. I want even more, amazing clients that I can help, and I can help them into their dream home, whether it's on property or, if it just somebody wants to do an investment property or buy a home site. I just want to be out there helping the clients, and I want to have a huge network of people that can depend on me and know that I will always advocate for them, that I'm committed, and we'll get them to where they want and need to be.
Awesome. All right. Now I'm going to give you the floor to give a plug for yourself. Where can they find you on social media? The kind of ag, we talked about it earlier, but what kind of ag you're focusing in for commercial real estate? And the floor is yours. Any plug you want to give?
Thank you, Ethan. You can find me on Facebook, Sher Van Duyn. And of course, I am at centralcommercialgroup.com. You can find me on their Facebook and Instagram as well. But I'm open to doing a lot of agricultural. I do specialize in, nuts, obviously, but I can pretty much do anything. If you give me the opportunity, I'm happy to do it. And yes, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to work with CCG. This is an impressive group of people, and they have taught me so much. And everybody works together. We really do want to see each other succeed. And like Ethan said, we're a family. We are growing together. And I think that our values and how we work, so well together that's really what helps to set us apart. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work here. And I hope that if you're looking for anything agricultural, commercial, that you'll give me a call. I would love to work with you.
Well, Sher said it best. When you hire one agent from CCG, you get a whole wealth of knowledge, not just from the individual agent, but all, our whole team now. We're rapidly expanding. I think we're at 9 agents now. So very exciting stuff. Sher, thank you very much for getting on. This has been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you, Ethan. I really appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Of course. And that is going to do it for this episode of Behind the Deal. Thanks for tuning in. I can't wait till next time. See ya.
This concludes the episode of Behind the Deal. Be sure to give a review and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. Until next time, have a great week, everyone.